Hello and greetings from Iceland. If it wasn't for the flu, I would have made this follow-up video sooner. And since my voice is almost back now and things are getting back to normal, I decided to celebrate with 2 drone trips over the weekend to see what condition my condition was in, while I gathered some B-roll for this video to make it look just as fresh as the snow here in the north. And let's get back to where I left off after my last update, when the underwater eruption idea literally took over the Icelandic media for a few days. And that seismic unrest has faded out, although it was strong enough to make many of our experts step forward with explanations. So this left us with plenty of information and discussions. And one of the problems scientists have to deal with is the fact that offshore monitoring is not as easy as on the peninsula, where the equipment network is very dense. And out there, we only have this GPS outpost on the island Eldey. And that island is, in fact, just a volcano that popped up during the 13th century. And the Met Office has been saying about the GPS station there that the ground isn't moving, so they are not going to call this a magma intrusion until they see some movements, which is, of course, logical. And it was Iceland's most popular volcanology troublemaker, Professor Þorvaldur Þórðarson, that made a strong comment about this location that instantly caught the attention of the media. And that is likely because the professor has had this scenario on his menu for years now. And I've actually been picking up his remarks for the channel about this potential offshore eruption for years now to use as video topics. So what the media did now was quite clever. They called in many experts, and the results were quite interesting, I have to say. And even the most rock-solid and silent scientists made comments, suggesting that at least they can't rule out a magma intrusion, while others took this a step further, saying likely a magma intrusion. So the increased frequency of seismic unrest out there might be backing up what Professor Þorvaldur has been saying for years now. And furthermore, the unrest started again today. So the voiceover I made yesterday, that sounded even worse than the one I'm doing now, I threw it away. Because what you see today is a new location, and a part of that earthquake swarm is offshore. And this time we might have an earthquake swarm that has something to do with a gradually filling magma chamber near the Blue Lagoon, and that lines up with what another professor has been saying for years now, the research professor Ármann Höskuldsson, where he has stated numerous times that the unrest by the Blue Lagoon and Grindavík will shift westward by time, and the ancient Eldvörp craters west of Grindavík will be the new eruption site, if not further west, where some of the unrest has been actually recently. I do, however, think it's too early to say that there is some kind of shift going on now, but this earthquake location is unusual, and also how it lines up. And if we try to isolate some of the facts, Professor Þorvaldur has been mentioning the steady pace of offshore earthquakes, like we have actually witnessed numerous times under the peninsula before volcanic eruptions. So we have seen such patterns due to magma accumulation, but it is not helping that this GPS data point out there on the island Eldey hasn't been moving at all. If something, the island is sinking, according to the Met Office. So I have to ask, is the ocean a factor here, with all that load above the offshore volcanoes? Like, does that affect the data accuracy? And how reliable is the data accuracy compared to the traditional models on the peninsula? And that models have proved to provide excellent accuracy in terms of magma accumulation. But out there, offshore, we only have this island. So can magma accumulation go undetected out there? And where would such boundaries be? Because I'm sure that a part of the offshore ridge benefits in some way from the network on the peninsula. So friction between scientists had become quite obvious. And shortly after I finished my last update, when I got hit with the flu, I had a video about that friction in the making. And science debates were actually on another level during earthquakes in West Iceland recently, where this same question came up: was it magma or not? And the debates are, of course, a sign of a healthy science community until things become too personal. And after I will recover fully, I want to finish this video, or at least keep on adding chapters to it that I pick up on the way, because this friction comes up every now and then. It was my plan to drive to the city last weekend, and that didn't work out, of course. I have a task there for the thermal drone that I want to finish while the ground is still as cold as it is now. And given how hectic things look right now, I might just as well get lucky with the timing in order to be close by when the next eruption starts. So I will take the full set of gear with me, so I can deal with whatever situations I will find during this visit and be able to do some other work as well. And I plan to hit the road tomorrow, Monday or Tuesday, and I would like to get this next eruption over and done with, because it's been holding back many of my other plans. Like one of my drones needs a little service, and I'm not going to ship it to another country until this eruption is over. And I can say the same about my car. I need a new windshield after I got hit with a rock last summer, and that crack just grew larger during a cold day this winter. And to have the car stuck in the shop for a day, it might be the day when I need it the most. So this eruption that we have been waiting for has been keeping me on my toes for months now. And I would prefer to be able to shift my focus soon from what is likely the last eruption at this location. And looking at the seismometers now, I would actually not be surprised if we are indeed moving into that direction. So as usual, I'm leaving links to the webcams and news in English, because when this starts, I will not aim to make one of the first information videos. My goal will this time be to capture some of the early stages of the eruption with the best set of tools that I've used so far. And if I get lucky with timing this time, this might take off during the days I will be spending in the city this time. And with that, I'm sending you best regards from the volcano island, Iceland.